Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute gingerbread man wreath using a pumpkin wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. I'd originally seen this from Keeping It Simple Crafts and thought it was so cute, and I'm like, hey, I gotta make one of those. So here it is. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to make it. Alright y'all, let us get started. First off, what you're going to need, a pumpkin wreath frame. You can get these at Dollar Tree. I've seen them at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure about Michael's, and I think I've seen them at Joann's. I don't know. I could be wrong about Joann's. But anyway, you're going to need a pumpkin wreath frame. Like I said, this one in particular came from the Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some fleece or felt, and you can get this by the yard. Don't use the little sheets that you can get. You know, little 8.5 by 11, whatever size they are. Not those sheets. You need to get this by the yard. And as of today, whenever this video is posted, I did get this at Joann's, and it was on sale. So just check your stores. And I like the fleece over the felt because the fleece is a lot thicker. I did get 1 yard of this. It's not going to take that much. I would say to get half a yard just to give yourself enough fabric to use. Probably even a 1/4 yard would do this, but I got a full yard. So anyway, what you want to do is lay your frame down here, and then you're going to trace around it. So I need to grab a pin, hold on, and you want to trace around it enough so that you can tuck it around the frame. Now see, this is very pronounced here. So you're going to want to trace around at least a few inches. If you cut it too big, that's absolutely fine. But if you cut it too small, there's really not too much you can do about it. So err on the side of caution here. So as you can see, let's actually scoot this over. Okay, I'm going to start just drawing it out way over here. Of course, it's going to be difficult to draw on, but just do your best. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can see it. So I'm just drawing around a big gap on each side, and then we're going to cut it out. Okay, so I have it cut out, and you can see I left a good amount on the sides. That looks like a big piece of pie dough or something. Okay. Pie crust dough, you know what I'm saying. All right, so now I'm just going to flip the wreath frame over, and now let's start gluing this thing down. So let's kind of get it right in the center here. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to start with the edges here. Just put some glue, and it's going to drip down. It's okay. And then just pull this up, and I'm just going to hold this in place until this glue sets up. I think that's done. Okay, so now we're just going to smooth it down and just roll our frame over till we get to the other side. You know what? Let's turn this. Let's turn this around to make it easier to see. So let's see. Let's just roll it over. And now I'm just going to put some glue here, and I'm going to bring this edge up and hold it in place until the glue sets up. Okay, now we have our two sides glued down. Let's come down to the bottom and glue that. You're like, oh, Amber, you didn't cut enough. This stuff is a little stretchy. Listen, felt is not going to be stretchy, but the fleece is just a little bit stretchy. So that's why you wanted to cut it several inches bigger than your frame in the beginning. So now I'm going to hold this in place and let that set up. I want to do, you know what? Let's just start at the top here. And like I said, this does stretch a little bit. The felt won't. Please keep that in mind. I'm going to keep saying that because I know somebody is going to ask. Now let's hold that in place, and then I'm just going to continue working all the way around the frame, gluing this down. If you can kind of work like on opposite sides, back and forth like that, like we did the sides, it helps to space everything and get everything centered just a little bit better. So you know you're not gluing all your fabric down on one side and then you're really short on the other side. Now, when you first start off, if you want to, you can drape the fabric, because I've wrapped these frames in fabric before. You can drape the fabric over the pumpkin and cut it that way. However, you know, you want to cut it out in the beginning. But gluing it all down, whether you make the snowman or this, is all pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to keep working on this. Alrighty, so this is what we have. I'm not worried about this because in my wreath here, I'm going to be covering this up, okay? So I'm not concerned about that. So now that we have this, what you want to do is get some white fleece. I have the white fleece here, same as this, it's just a different color. So I'm just going to take it and let's put our pumpkin on top. And remember what I said like a while ago when we cut this out, you want to leave a little bit. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to cut right about here. Okay, you see how I just came down a little bit because we're going to be cutting out some drips to make it look like frosting. I'm just going to cut here. And then let's see, I'm going to make a little cut right here. And I'm just going to cut straight down here and then straight across from the other side. Okay, so now this is what we have. And I'm going to take this because remember, you need to leave a little bit to fold over the top. So I'm just going to fold over a little at the top to see how far down this comes. And this can be between the eyes, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to say the eyes need to be about right here. So I'm just going to mark that. And I know, like I said, you probably can't see this on camera, but I can see it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut up and then down and up and down to make it look like frosting. Okay, so this is looking pretty daggone cute. So let's get our squeaky chair over here. And now what I'm going to do is we're just going to lay this down on our frame. Get your center point here in the center of your frame. And just to hold it in place, I'm going to put just a little dot of hot glue right there just to hold that down so that it doesn't, you know, pull back and forth. Because I have everything here pretty much the way I want it as far as the little frosting drips go. And now I'm going to work on this the same way that we did a while ago. I'm just going to put some hot glue here, and then we're just going to bring it up, fold it over, and then just hold that in place until the glue sets up. And I'm going to do that all the way around the top. Okay, friends, so this is what we have. Now, I'm going to try to prop this up on this little box here, see if that'll help. But on the other video, I saw they use white pom-poms, and I don't want to do that. Okay, this is a Christmas cookie. We need color. We need sprinkles. We need something festive. So I got these glittery looking pom-poms. These came from Hobby Lobby. You can get them pretty much at any craft store. But I got green and red, of course, to be used for our Christmas sprinkles. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting these on. I think I'm going to start with a red one just right here in the center. Just glue that on. And then I'm going to alternate the green and the red. Let's see. I don't exactly know how far I want them spaced apart. Because we'll figure that out as we go, right? Okay. Let's get the glue on this one. I want it to be very bright and colorful and festive. Like I said, this is a Christmas cookie. I think that looks okay. So I'm just going to continue gluing these pom-poms on, alternating the colors. I'm going to have to keep tipping it up like this, okay? So I can make sure that I'm getting everything on here straight. So it ain't all cattywampus. So I'm going to work on this, just putting the pom-poms all the way around. All right, now we're getting somewhere. And I might put some more on here. I don't know yet. But I'm getting ready to put a cherry on top. All right. So I'm just going to set this over here. Now what I have here, these are smooth foam half balls. These are like the styrofoam, but they're smooth instead of rough. Now you can, if you just have a styrofoam ball, just cut it in half. But I just happen to have this pack in my stash, and I forgot why I got it. But I'm like, hey, this will work well for what I'm doing today, I think. That's key phrase here, I think. And now I have this piece of felt. This is a 9x12 piece of felt, and it has glitter on it. See? Nice and sparkly. I'm like, okay, that would look good for a Christmas cookie. But anyway, what I'm going to do here is glue this piece of felt onto this piece of styrofoam here. So let's see. Oopsie doodle. See if I want to do it that way or if I just want to cut it in a big circle. I don't know. I'll just glue it on this way. If you have a high temp glue gun, please be careful that you're not melting your foam. Because I've done that plenty of times. Absolutely plenty of times. Just glue it on like this. And we'll hold that in place. And then here in a minute, we can just bring the edges down, and then we can trim the felt as we need to, okay, to make it lay flat. So I'm going to hold this in place just a little bit longer. And then I'm just going to work my way around like so. I'm probably going to have to trim this. Work it around like this, just gluing it down here and there, just to try to get it to lay as flat as possible. This felt's kind of thick, so it's going to be kind of hard to get it to lay flat. But that's how I'm going to do it. And just pull it up this way, glue, pull it up and glue, pull it up and glue, all the way around. Okay, I also have this little piece of felt. You know, like how the candied cherries, maraschino cherries, however you want to say it, how they have like that little stem. So I'm going to put one on mine, just like so, just gluing it to the back. Get this string off of there. Now what we're going to do, I'm trying to hold that so the glue is set up. We're going to glue it right here. Now you see how this kind of presses down a little bit to make like a little indentation. So it kind of looks like the cherry is like sitting down in the frosting. So what I'm going to do is just pump it absolutely full of hot glue. And I'm going to have to hold this in place until the hot glue sets up. Hold on, let me put another glue stick in here. I'm going to have to hold this in place until the glue sets up. But I really want to just kind of press it down in there into the top, like I said, to make it look like it's setting down in the frosting. So like so. I might have to take another piece of felt and glue to the back of the little stem. I don't know. We shall see. But now, just holding this in place and letting it set up. Okay, so I'm working on my bow here, and this is actually a bow that I have shown y'all how to make a lot of times. So I'm not going to, go in depth in this video on how to make the bow, but I'm going to put a link down in the description box. And I'll also pin a comment on how to make this bow. It's a really super simple bow. You don't have to tie anything, okay? A no-tie bow. It is really super simple. But look down there for that link. And a lot of y'all probably already seen it, which is why I'm not going to go step by step through it again. But, yeah, just look down there. So I'm going to keep working on this, and we'll come back and attach it. Okay, so here is our bow. I'm just going to set that off to the side for a minute. Now, let's look at these little sprig doohickeys that I got. These came from Hobby Lobby. Use whatever sprigs you want to. But I like these because it has the pom-poms, the sparkly pom-poms here to reflect the pom-poms that we used for the sprinkles, and then these red berries here kind of reflect the round redness of the cherry on top. So that's why I picked out all of this stuff. And I know this is probably going to be a little bit difficult to see here, but I'm going to try. I'm just going to glue all this stuff on. Now, I'm going to be using hot glue. If you want to back this up with some E6000, by all means, use E6000. Put some hot glue there. Glue your things down. And then once all of your hot glue has set up, go back and add a little bit of the E6000. That's going to give you the long-term hold, and the hot glue will give you the short-term hold. So let's see. I think I'm just going to glue my bow right here in the center, and I will have to hold this, of course, until the glue sets up. And then I'm just going to glue on the greenery. Just stick it in there and just glue it wherever. Okay. Just stick this on here right there. And hold this in place until it sets up. I want a little bit of the glue to hit the loops there to give us, a lot of stability. Because we all need some stability. I need stability. I'm not stable. So let's just glue that, hold that, let it set up. And then do the same thing with these. I'm going to have to trim this down, I think, with the wire cutters. And then I'm just going to glue them in like so. I'm going to use 2 on each side. So just using the wire cutters, trim this off, and then I'm going to glue those down, and that will be that. Okay, so this is what we have. I know it's hard to see, but you've seen the full thing at the beginning and the end. Let's see if I can zoom out. Now, the quality of the video suffers when I zoom out, but it's not going to let me do it now. Oh, well. But anyway, how do you hang this? I have so many people asking, how do you hang it? Wreaths like this, not this particular one, which I'm sure somebody will ask, but floral wire, just like this. Just cut a length of it, and what you're going to do is run that floral wire through the top on the back of the stem. Just run it through there, and make a loop and then use that to hang it on your your wreath hanger, or, you know, however you're going to hang it up. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I've got something stuck. It's stuck. I don't know what it is. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. So if you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.